So welcome everyone to the correct video of our Navamsha this week. My God, with Rahu and Punarvasu right now, you know how many things I have to repeatedly do. I'm sure everybody who has to deal with this Rahu in certain areas have to do things repeatedly. So yes, we're going to be doing Moon in the 8th house of your D9 Navamsha chart, as in what happens when Moon is in the 8th house of the one of the most important divisional charts in Vedic astrology, which is related to, your married life, the strength of your planets, the second half of your life, the inner workings of all your grahas, because it's a chart that changes in like 15-minute perspective. So very, very important chart. It can just be used as a birth chart. Same yoga, same aspects, same everything would be applied. But if you do not know if you have this particular moon and what your other planetary placements are in Navamsha and your regular birth chart, along with all the other astrological details, for that check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy. Also, I have just opened just for this week the childbirth reading, which I bought after 3 years, and with certain rules, regulations, and hopefully, let's say if people follow it, then you know I may continue it. But Moon in the 8th house. So, as you know, Moon and Sun are illuminaries. Illuminaries meaning that something that illuminates something, like this bulb is illuminating this room. So they illuminate things. They bring our curiosity in. And actually, if you look at it, Sun, Moon, and Rahu, all three of them are illuminaries. Think about it. Why? Because these three particular grahas, not planets, grahas in Jyotish, signifies where do we constantly, how it's like the tripod of our life. The tripod of our life is based on three grahas. Because Sun and Moon, as you know, illuminate. Sun has the light, Moon illuminates through the sun, or some Shastra says that the soul of the ancestors illuminates the moon. I'm not gonna say it's true, or I'm not gonna say it's false, but there's certain things about the Vedas that are far more accurate than modern science. So, I'll trust that more than anything else, in this world. So that's that. But then why is Rahu illuminary? Remember, when eclipse occurs, it's Rahu swallowing the sun, right? But what does it do? It illuminates. It has its own special illumination where it creates this ring of light. There's always a ring. It's never complete darkness. That means moon is bigger than sun in terms of its closeness to the earth. But no, it's right there, and the ring that it creates, this beautiful mystical symbol in the sky, it's an illumination. And Rahu is the head. So we always have our head in something. We always have our mind in something. We always have our soul in something. So here in Navamsha, moon is in the 8th house, which means the mind. One is always focusing towards their joint assets, focusing towards their in-laws, focusing towards the hidden secrets and the hidden inner workings of the marriage. But one thing that happens with moon in the 8th house in Navamsha specifically, not even the birth chart, is that a person will force themselves to hide their feelings in the marriage. They feel like that it's either could be a self-inflicted wound where they feel like they have to suppress their feelings and not show them, or due to certain circumstances in the marriage, whether it's a man or woman, doesn't matter, they both will feel that they're not able to express their emotions so well. They're not able to express what's in their mind so well. And because of that, it can cause certain type of mood swings and depression, because as much as they want to be understood, the thing is they're not being understood because of the fact they're hiding their certain feelings. Because what happens with moon in the 8th house, a person always debates as to should I express this feeling or not. Like, like if your spouse does something and you get angry. Well, it needs to be a natural process. You're angry. Okay, fine. Show the anger. But if, let's say, spouse does something and you get angry, but then what happens is you suppress that anger inside you, well, it can either build up like volcano, or it can literally become gas and hits your brain. Literally, physical form. That anger turns into a certain energy. Every thought is energy, every feeling is an energy. So anger, sadness, all these things. Sorry, my strep throat, man. This bacteria is not going away. I have to go to the doctor tomorrow to get my prescription refilled. And yeah, that's why you don't see me smoking cigars. I haven't smoked cigars in like 4 or 5 days. Man, I miss it. But anyway, that's one thing. The other thing we also see with this particular moon is that one always tends to find some breakup with the family. So find some issue with their family, family lineage, family wealth and assets. Like somehow, either in the second half of life or through marriage, just there's this like destruction of relationship with their family. One thing we do see though with this particular moon is that one gains, one knows actually how to gain through secret sources, hidden sources. One will also be able to have quite a bit of unaccounted wealth, hidden wealth. Cash money dealings are especially like jewelry. They always like to have a secure, safe place for jewelry and their gems. Now, also moon in the 8th house in Navamsha, especially after marriage, can even give out-of-body experiences to a person. And naturally, depending upon which house moon is ruling. So for example, in Navamsha, if moon is ruling the 3rd house, okay? Anytime your younger sibling or anytime you travel, suddenly you can have psychic experiences, psychic premonitions. And let's say, for example, it's the 5th lord in the Navamsha. Anytime your children, let's say get sick, not feeling well, you suddenly have psychic experiences, psychic premonitions in your life. So it becomes interesting, but one has to know the sign of the moon Cancer, where it's placed. Although, remember, Taurus is also the Mool Trikon sign of the moon. People forget that it's not just Venus that rules Taurus, it is moon that is also kind of like a co-ruler of a Taurus, because otherwise why are we calling it a Mool Trikon with classical knowledge? We should just call Cancer this Mool Trikon. But also, like, even when the sign of Taurus gets hit or activated, it could do the same thing. And also in the 8th house, a person likes to talk in bed. Like, especially they like to have all the important conversations at night when they're in their bed with their spouse. That's where they feel expressive. That's where they can actually, hone in on their emotions and balance them out. And especially for moon in the 8th house, sex is very important. Sex will always energize the mind. Whatever stress the person is feeling, it drains out with moon in the 8th. But again, once we know the sign placement of the moon, it'll give far, far more information. Because you gotta understand, moon is a type of planet that gets impregnated with any planet that conjuncts or aspects it. So if Saturn's conjunct moon, well, moon will be impregnated with Saturn. Or if it's Mars, it's going to be impregnated with Mars, or its aspects of Mars, same thing. It's like the moon is carrying this angry child, this angry young man. Okay. So right now, though, we want to stick to without the signs and without the aspect. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of moon in the 8th for Navamsha. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your moon is placed, all the astrological details, check out the links here and check out my academy, Maga, the Vedic Astrology Academy, where I teach all the beautiful secrets of astrology and just make astrology a walk in the park. Anyway, guys, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.